Blyth test route, 8th of July 2025, 09:17. Subscribe, it's free. Original audio not recorded for data protection reasons. Hello everybody, my name's Ryan and I'm a driving instructor, and we've got a driving test here that were recorded. It's a difficult one because it looks like all of the basics are correct except they're not, and I'll explain why as we go around. Basically, the candidate felt that the car was a tank and wasn't really sure about the dimensions and kind of lost in the dimensions. So sometimes there's a little bit of, like here, just on that crossroads there, a little bit of hesitation for no real reason. But then that isn't down to the car, or the size of the car. That's somebody perhaps not really thinking about what's happening. Now, a perspective view of the world, especially with this dash cam, makes it look like everything's a kind of a bit nearer and a bit faster and things like that. But actually, it's kind of like, let's get the car in the middle of the road, and the camera's almost top dead centre, right over the middle of this bonnet, as we can see. And it's about keeping the correct road position. And sometimes she wanders a little bit, and you feel that, yeah, why do you need to do that? They're only minors. They're only minors because of all of the cars that are parked all over. But then we come across a new problem as we're driving around, and that's an issue of speed. So this test was ultimately failed because the candidate was speeding and also not making progress, which is counterintuitive. It's kind of like saying you're going too fast and then you're going too slow, which is what has kind of happened on this one. We are on a sat nav. We are following the road. All we've done is just follow the road ahead, and you can see here there's a little bit too far to the right, and there's kind of this little bit of hesitation about what's going to happen. I don't know, it's like you've got priority, just go for it. What's wrong? Why are you holding back? There's this general feeling of hesitation. Now, I haven't watched this. I'm watching this live as you watch it as well, but it's a perception thing, isn't it, really? It's a perception of, like, what do I need to do? Now, the examiner's just chucking in a couple of early turns just to get the feeling of what the pupil's like, because, yeah, there's plenty of space, but why go really wide at the start? It's kind of inducing minors. The more errors you create, the more that the examiner's then going to look at you and go, yeah, I kind of didn't really like that. They're just being encouraged to do left and right turns around the first part. There's nothing new about this test route. It's a standard test route. It's one that, half a dozen people have done before on my channel. It's the process at the start is that let's go and do some left and right turns in those Victorian streets, which sometimes people find overwhelming because of the tightness, or they're not sure about the size of the car. This isn't a particularly long test. Relative to other ones, the times come down. So we were looking at about 45 minutes, some of them, and even 40 minutes, where we know it's only supposed to be a maximum of 42 start to finish. This one's about 36 minutes, so kind of average, but then that's possibly because of the speed. So I've been a bit overly cautious sometimes, and then the speeding later on, which we'll see. The manoeuvre I did note was a parallel. Now then, client failed for the parallel park, and I'll explain why when it comes up. We'll stick the rear camera on and all of that, and we'll stick all the graphics on it. Of course, you won't know that because you're watching this video with all the graphics on it. Probably just done a normal stop there, moving off. I don't know what was going on there. Hang on. Whoa. Right, so we had kind of a bit of a priority going on before the white car decided. What's going on there? Anybody work that one out? It's turning right, obviously. I think that was a mistake there. Now, I'm not going to rewind it. You can. I'm not going to rewind it. Kind of put it in the comments what you thought about it. I actually thought there that they were being hesitant, and that's possibly where she's picking the minors up from. So, stop on the left. Standard stop on the left. Find a safe place to stop on the left. Don't want to have the wheels touching the curb. Moving off from the side of the road. Right mirror. Right blind spot. Making sure it's nice and safe as you move off. If you want to stick in the left-hand side stuff, please do. There's nothing wrong with doing your full check all the way around. 6 point, whatever you want to call it, that you can check around the car to see if it is safe so you can move off. Minimum. Rear mirror, right shoulder for the blind spot. Again, we're turning in and there's no need to go that slow. It's kind of like, oh, I'm waiting to turn in. I don't know if the client was scared of the size of the car. Maybe. I have no idea. Maybe we've just got to kind of watch the video and find out. Again, we're travelling between these cars. Stick the car right in the middle or even on the slightly to the left. We don't need to be all the way across on the right hand side. I'm kind of looking at that and going, yeah, I get that. That's nothing wrong with that. Do we always need to weave in between traffic? No, not really. It's a perception thing, isn't it? Again, stopping on the left, a couple of car lengths off this Mini. I believe that's a little bit close. Maybe we can see his tyres, maybe a bit close. Yes. So, I don't know. It might be a parallel this. Don't know. Could be. Today I've got a Fairtrade iced coffee cafe latte. So it's a cold one from a fridge at the Co-op. It's only £1. It's quite a good deal. So, tasty beverage, iced coffee cafe latte. I wonder if I can get some endorsement off the Co-op for selling their products. Maybe not. It's just like the Asda one, really. There we go. So, yeah, I think there's been a briefing here. I think there's been we're going to follow the sat-nav from this point on, blah, 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 blah. Please follow the road ahead. And also what we're going to do is probably a parallel. Yeah, parallel park. Reverse or parallel park. So coming up alongside the car and reversing back in the position that you were already in, within 2-ish car lengths of the back of the other car, keeping the curb on the left hand side, in your own time, with safety and due regard, etc, 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 etc. If you could hear that over the sound of the car going past as I'm sat in the car park at the Mermaid. So yeah, just coming back in control, maybe a little slow, but that's all right. It doesn't really matter. Don't quite know what she's waiting for now. Is she waiting for the green car on the right hand side to move? I don't really know. Maybe she's waiting for that car that was behind us. I don't know. I have no idea. It's kind of at this point just get on with it, because it doesn't look like there's anything there. As it's a parallel park, then this correction, I wonder if she's getting close on the left hand side. Probably looked at the camera and realised she was quite close on the left hand side. Maybe as a result of that, she's decided to redo the parallel, which has wasted quite a bit of time here. When she's redoing the parallel, then, which she is, then you get a minor for that correction, because you do. We've gone a bit further back this time. Maybe she felt she was a little bit close. Yeah, there we go. So we'll stop there. Oh, where are we going now? This is probably why she's trying to correct it. But you know what? That's getting further and further and further away, and it's not within two car lengths. He's given her a minor for the correction to the manoeuvre, and she's moved back and moved back and moved back, and that's too much, I think. It's hard to judge on the camera, but that does like a significant amount of space between her and the car in front. There's nothing wrong with correcting it, then moving forward and saying, right, I'm done. I bet that she conceded at that point, and you would, if you were being picky, you would probably mark it as not completing the parallel, because it looks like she's made a bit of a mess of it. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't continuous, maybe the correction, maybe everything's just got to her there. Just caught them out a little bit, maybe. Getting towards 10 minutes in here, and yeah, finding this. So that's like a really big angled start, don't really need it. A lot of steering going on. You can't really complain about the size of the car as such. It's not about the size of the car really. The car's a car really. If you're looking in your mirrors and you know your reference points, it shouldn't really be an issue. If you've been driving the car for a while, it shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, maybe it's just a bit of misthinking on the parallel, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, just getting up to the roundabout. Which way are we going to go? Okay, we'll go this way then. So, on sat-nav, I think, first exit, turning left at the roundabout, which is the big roundabout, following the road ahead. Remember that they've been doing lots of roadworks down here because they're adding a bike lane. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to... She's a bit early there. It needs to be the other side of this. Because the red... You want to stop where you can see when red light shows we're here and where you can actually see the light in your lane. That's where you want to stop. Yeah. They're adding a bike lane on the left-hand side. This is this £4 million, 14 million, 24 million, whatever it costs, bike lane that they're adding in Blyth to make transportation to the railway station much more efficient, so that you don't have to use a car anymore. And motor car ownership has gone up because everybody's parking their cars in the bike lane. Isn't that efficient? I love it. I love it when people come up with stuff like that. I think it's fantastic. How wrong could right be? Think about that for a moment. Parking your car in the bike lane. Yeah, clever. I've seen a couple of them do it. Won't be long before the traffic warden goes round dishing out tickets when they mark it up properly. Almost certain. Oh, the camera moved. No, the sat-nav. Oh, word on my camera. My camera's really good, 4K and all the rest of it, except the glue melted in the sunshine the other day. So I've now got to glue it back together. Great. So it's currently not inoperable. After this test, it literally fell off the windscreen like on the very next lesson. So I'll be gluing that back together. Roundabout, probably following the road ahead or turning right, one of the two, I'm not so sure yet. We're already sort of 12 minutes in and we haven't even really got anywhere out of Blyth. We're not even quite in the edge of Newsham at the minute. Following the road ahead. This is probably where she's going to fail. This is a 30, 100%, no signs up. Default speed limit of 30 applies. I'm trying to read the bottom corner of where it's got the speed, and absolutely she's flying along here. Yeah, you'll probably see that better than I can in the graphics. I might put something over it so we can see it, but you can tell the speeding along here. He's probably told her as well, oh, the speed limit along here is 30 miles an hour. There was a number of instances, that's what the examiner said. I can't really read it. It looks like part of the dashboard is obscuring it, but yeah. Coming into the roundabout, give way at the right, of course. Always consult your instructor if you're in doubt about any of this. Stay on the left-hand side, left mirror, left signal, leave the roundabout. So let's see if we can see it this time. It says 17, 25, 27, 29, 32, 33, 34, 35, speeding again. Yeah, so if we're significantly over, which we definitely are here, then yeah, that's a fail. It's only 30. It's not 40. Don't believe what the internal thing in the car says or what's in your sat nav. Have a look outside, because the lamppost default speed limit 30 miles an hour. There you go. So yeah, two instances there of where speeding effectively. It's difficult to see in the sunshine. The sun blaring on the windscreen, and that's really difficult to see. Following the road, dual carriageway, national speed limit signs. So how fast can we go down here? Well, potentially up to 70. what would be appropriate? Well, certainly more than 40. Again, I can't really see the speed in the bottom corner. Difficult to see. 41. I can see now 41, 42. See, if you've got this on a big telly, you'll be able to see it in the bottom corner. So we want to do more than 40, preferably doing 50. Then when you're coming into your 40s, you want to get down to 40. 46, yeah. She's probably caught up there. That's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever. Following the road along and down the coast. Just being aware of the crossing point ahead. See, we're doing 33 now. So it's kind of on and off. It's being consistent in speed. And the examiner's probably noticed this quite early on, and he's probably monitoring. It's okay to go slow through a traffic light or a crossing point, which becomes a traffic cam measure really, but yeah, speak to your instructor. If you're in any doubt, speak to your instructor. I thought there was something, that didn't feel right anyway. National speed limit, so we should be increasing here. Can see all the way down this road, no problem whatsoever. Kind of looking down this and going, I can potentially do 50 down here. Maybe that's what she should be doing. As you're coming into this, you'll see there's a speed camera in front of us, and some cars tell you there's a speed camera. Sorry, I was watching somebody go past while I'm drinking my tasty beverage and adding Kaylee's lesson at the same time. Let's kill that. There we go. 17 minutes on the clock. So we're coming into this. Speed camera's calibrated 30. It's on the left hand side just there. We also come to a crossing point, and probably the worst pub on the right hand side. I have my reasons. The food wasn't very nice. That's all I'll say to that one. So it's a pretty simple route. It's a route we've seen before on the channel. It's out the test centre, dance around in town, out via a little bit of Plessy Road. Sometimes it goes down the coast, all the way along the coast, big roundabout, drop in at the left for the car park, sometimes driving a bit if you haven't already done your manoeuvre, following the road ahead into Seaton Sluice. It's a basic one. It'd be a left to right turn somewhere at the end of here, maybe another little dance through the estate on the way back. It's not very exciting. It's what I would consider to be a boring route, but we like boring routes because they're boring. Now, GPS is saying on the camera 32, so we're definitely doing 35, 36, 37 on the dials in front of us. So that's another speeding event. And she's probably been told again the speed limit on this road is 30 because default speed limit applies. There's been no changes since we went past that speed camera. It is literally 30. Driving down here, 3 lots of crossings. Probably going to deal with this bus. Having a look round the far side of it, there's another bus coming in the other direction. Bus has got a right signal on, let the bus go. A little bit uncomfortable in this car. And in the commentary from the Mermaid Car Park, live in the sunshine at Blyth, and you can hear the cars going past. Well, it won't be live when you watch it because it's going out tonight, but I'm recording it live. I'm recording it as I see it. First time I've ever watched it. I'm not going to give you details on the miners. We're just going to accept that miners are attracted. We've got 3 serious errors anyway. Actually, one could be potentially dangerous, which I'll talk about in a bit. And I get the whole reversing back, parallel park. That was just too far. That's messed up. Once you've done it. Just stop. Don't keep reversing and reversing. So we're either going to turn left or we're going to go up the roundabout and turn right, because you can't get much further because we're nearly 20 minutes in. Test's only 35, so we're probably just going to drop right back through the coast because you can't go anywhere else. That's literally the end. Are we turning left? No, we're going straight on. So roundabout, right turn, third exit. So probably on the approach having to think, right, what do I do on this? If you've never been down here, it's the same thing. It's just a standard roundabout. In or around about the sign, mirror signal right, checking your right hand side, see if it's safe to move out, looking at the arrow, you're going to turn right, looking across the roundabout, give way to the car on the right hand side if there's anything there, which there wasn't. Again, hesitation, because if there's nothing there, there's no point stopping. Alright, you can slow down and do about 10 to 15 miles an hour, maybe even second gear. Speak to your instructor. Left mirror, left signal, spiralling across and out to the corner, so that you're not exiting in the right hand side. You can see where all the cars have driven down this road. 2 tyre marks following the road. Turning right at the next junction, because we've seen this test route before. Giving way to the cars in front of us. We have priority. We go around the corner on the correct side of the road, adjusting for the oncoming car and the car parked on the left. And if you're not dizzy yet, you probably are now, because that's made me a little bit dizzy just watching that bit. And we're just following the road and it just wanders out. Probably do some stops. I haven't done that many stops, have we? We've done two stops. Probably do a stop on the left here. That's surprising that he hasn't stopped. Oh, sorry, she hasn't stopped. Following the road. Keep it simple. So why are we there? Why have we done that? Why aren't we following the road? Why are we getting really close to the cars? Oh, she's stopping, I see. But that was really bad. You know, if you're in any doubt and you're not sure on, should I stop there? Don't. Carry on. Don't mirror check. Don't signal and don't stop. If you're in doubt and you think it isn't safe, you shouldn't do it. You're driving the car, not the examiner. If you feel there is something wrong, probably don't stop. It's probably safer to stop further along the road or understand where you've got to stop. The only way you're going to know how to stop somewhere is practice. Big truck. I'm getting a good suntan while I'm doing this, you know. Well, maybe not. Put the factor 50 on, I think. Turning left at this junction, don't signal early because there's a crossroads before you get there, and then you're into another crossroads, giving way to the right hand side. Nice and tight on this corner, quite slow. Don't want to hit the cars on the opposite junction. Even potentially waiting until those cars go past because it's quite tight. Follow the road. Probably at this stage, given we've got 12 minutes left. Sorry, that was my very tasty beverage. Probably going to go back to the test centre. My iced coffee, cafe latte, which is made fair trade, but appears to have a ton of sugar in it. Fantastic co-op. Can you not make a sugar-free version? Maybe they can't. Contains milk. Now there's a surprise. I am being ironic, by the way. Yeah, it contains loads of sugar. Why would they put sugar, extra sugar in it? I don't know. It's just coffee, surely. It's probably UHT milk as well. Oh, it is. And it's in secret. It's got it written on the label. Secret ingredients written on the back. Stabilizers, acidity regulator. You see how boring this test is. All you're doing is following the road at 30 miles an hour, which it appears we're almost incapable of doing that as well. We haven't got to our third fail yet. We've done quite a bit of speeding, as we've already identified. Actually going this way, we haven't got that sun glare, so we were able to see the speedo in the bottom corner. So you can see the location, west and north, and you can see the speed. Now, if we were doing 30 on the dials, that's about 28 or 29 on the bottom corner, because, well, speedos are supposed to read over, because they're not allowed to read the other way, where it could induce speeding, if you see what I mean. So Mine reads about 28, 27, 28, 29 when you're doing about 30 on the dials in front of us. Turning right, third exit, because the sign tells us to do it. Giving way to the right hand side, which was the learner, and a truck that's absolutely tailgating the crap out of that learner. So we are turning right, by the way, and we've gone in the left hand side here. So positional error again on a roundabout. Potentially that could be a fail as well for road position. If you're checking your mirrors, I guess there's nothing wrong with it. But when you look at the sign says that Blyth's in around about the 2 o'clock position. We're 31, so we're definitely 33, 34 on the dial. Ironically, the car would probably be screaming at them here about the speed camera. Dropping back down there. 26, 25, 26. Coming into the national speed limit. Don't speed until you get to the sign. Now you can increase. So, national speed limit. What speed should I be doing? Not 30, definitely. I'm sorry to go on about speeding, but it looks like... there we go. 40. Okay. About 45 on the dial, something like that. Good chance to explain here that we've got about 10 minutes left. My watch keeps buzzing. Time to get moving. You haven't exercised for like the last 10 minutes. Oh, thank you, watch. Coming into this 40. Let's do 40 and a 40. Let's do 40 on the dials right in front of us. Not 30, not 35, 40. Let's do 40 all the way up. 1 in triangle, telling us about the crossing. Looking across, left and right. Any horses? Anybody stood there? No. Right. Committed. Let's do 40. Let's do 40. Not 33, not 32. Let's keep going. 40. Doing 30 still. So we're not making enough progress now. We're the other way around. So where we were speeding earlier, we're not going fast enough now. As we come into this national speed limit, dual carriageway, which actually is marked as that. It does say it. Then moving back to the left, getting on the gas. Let's get up. Let's get 35, 40, 45, 50. Come on, let's move. So this is a fail here because they're going far too slow and the cars are going to rush up behind you because you guarantee you've got somebody on your back. There we go. So that car is frustrated at somebody driving at 30 in the 40 zone is absolutely going to take it out on you. And that's too slow for this section of dual carriageway. I want to see you doing 45, 50. Possibly turning right on the roundabout, given that we've only got kind of 6 minutes left. So I start to think, mirror, signal, let's get across on the right hand side, that van coming across. It's too slow, isn't it? Maybe we're going straight on then. Okay, well let's go straight on. Yes, it did say 30 there. So that also tells us that it's 30 all the way. All right, and change lanes. You get my point. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with going at the right hand side because she would have known about that for a really, really long time that she was turning right. Giving way at the right hand side, yeah. And she would have known for a really long time that she was doing it. Maybe after the van mirror signal manoeuvre, staying on your gas, braking gently into the 30, trundle 30 up to the roundabout, looking across the right, go around the right. Yeah, bit of thought into that action. Mirror signal left into the left hand side, potentially watching for your hazardous bike just in case he decides to jump into the road. Also looking for that crossing, and we'll go all the way back to the test centre, all the way back down past Ridley Park, probably all the way past Andy's house. Andy doesn't live down here, she lives off to the left, but I'm not telling you exactly because you're going knocking on our door, probably, maybe. Oh, Andy, can you let me in? Why? Well, a cup of tea. So following the road. Oh, we've slowed down to a crawl here. So on the dial's probably doing 25. What they want to see is 26, 27, 28, 29, something like that, 30. Within 10% of that speed limit, because we're all capable of doing it. If we've driven a lot, we are quite capable of holding a car at a set speed limit, whether that's 20, 30, 40, whatever it is. A lot of people used to complain that the cars weren't geared correctly to do 20 and a 20, and you're probably right. It's the sweet spot between second and third in a manual car, so it is quite difficult to hold 20, but it's not impossible. It is possible to do it. However, this is the 30 road, and we should be doing 30 and a 30 with absolutely nothing in front of us and no turns, no hazards. Identifying down that road, yeah, I can comfortably drive down that road at 30 miles an hour, scanning left to right, into the distance and back to us. Yes. Have I got that off my chest yet, that this hasn't been quite good enough? Maybe a misthought. Maybe a lot of nerves. I noticed the adrenaline was really going before the start of this test. So maybe a misthought. Maybe a little bit of a lack of belief that you can do it. Maybe the pressure of getting a driving test in 24 weeks' time. I don't need to mention that again, do I? I've done a whole series of videos on it. That's not going to be resolved anytime soon, in case you're wondering. So having to wait all that time for a driving test puts pressure on your driving test, but you've still got to believe in what you're doing. Practice as much as you can. Go out with your instructor as much as you can. Get them to explain why some of these faults exist. Get them to explain what progress is and why this person who's driving this car isn't making enough progress. Because we're getting back to the test centre now, and this is like painful almost. They're doing 25 on the dials, and yeah, like give yourself some space off this, and then coming back, normal driving position, metre or metre and a half off these car doors, no problem whatsoever. Here we go with a stopping next to this tree. We did say that the position on the normal stops was wide, so maybe the client didn't feel that they were used to the spatial awareness of the car, maybe. Lack of left mirror checks, if that's the case. Maybe not observing correctly, maybe not being fully aware of active mirror checking. Another one to ask your instructor, what does it mean? Effective use of mirrors. What am I really looking for in this mirror? It's not just looking for a car overtaking or a bike. What else am I looking for? Why am I looking for it? What's my optimal position? How can I identify my reference points? Probably turning left, because there's roadworks ahead and you wait forever in the roadworks. There we go, around the corner. Stopping on the left again. Probably doing the angled start. It's a bit late for the stops, like. I'm going to make a video on why continue. It was a request by somebody, mentioning no names, why they continue on driving tests. I'm going to make that video. It's out for Friday. I haven't quite made it yet. I'll probably make it straight after this. I've still got to cut all the stuff together, like put the titles on, put the rear camera in, but I want to make the video quite quickly, so I'll do that. Now my tasty beverage, my iced coffee, iced latte, has finished. Oh no. So I'll have to go and get another drink in a bit. But that was quite tasty. It was only £1. Can't argue with £1. So let's follow the road back to the test centre. Neat right turn. Watching our road position. Now it's okay to go slow. However, that there is hesitation. There's no need for that. We've got priority on the road. Although we did talk about give way to give way and stuff like that. There's nothing there, so we just keep going. There's nothing wrong with doing 15 to 20 miles an hour down this road, even though it's a 30, because of the amount of cars and hazards that potentially there is. So it's making progress, but not going fast. Again, speak to your instructor. I'm going to come round this corner. I'm going to go back in the test centre, and there we go. So yeah, fail 3 serious, but actually was it 5, 6, 7 serious because of the multiple times of speeding? What on earth was that car doing? I mean, really, do they have to? There's a test centre there, mate. Literally, you're going to get learner cars. Are you frightened because the learner car got in your way? Sorry, I'm being irate. I've seen some daft driving lately, stuff that I've been putting on TikTok, and people have sent me some crazy stuff. If you like what you saw today, like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. Yeah, more voiceovers on videos, but yeah, if I don't see you for a week, I'll see you through a window. Bye for now. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and all the rest of it. Tough test in the sense of that customer appreciation. There's the fat lad on the corner there. Yeah, I'm looking at my phone deliberately and trying not to draw attention. Yeah, see you next one. Bye for now, and see you then. Bye.